Okay students, our next experiment is setting out of geometrical figures using prismatic compass. Okay, so by using prismatic compass we need to setting out the geometrical figures. So we have geometrical figures like rectangle, pentagon and hexagon. Okay, so these are the figures which are there for your syllabus. Okay, so we need to plot the rectangle by using this prismatic compass. Okay, so this prismatic compass, if you have studied in your theory classes, okay, so this is having 360 degree. Okay, 360 degree, if you can see here, it is present 340, 350, 360 degree. Okay, so this is to showing the true north direction. This true north direction. Okay, so this is a crosshair. You can see that's a crosshair. This is the eyepiece. This is rotatable. Okay, and this is measured in terms of WCB, sorry, whole circle bearing. This measured in terms of WCB, whole circle bearing. So we have two kinds of measurement. One is whole circle bearing and other is quadrantal bearing. So this works in terms of whole circle bearing. Okay, first what you will do is this instrument, this top motion is the instrument. Okay, this instrument is placed on the tripod stand. Okay, fixed on a tripod stand, and you are making the leveling. That's the first one. Okay, the instrument has to be made leveling. Can tilt this box, okay, for leveling purpose. So now this is leveled. Okay, next step is centering. So take a small stone, place at the bottom of this one. Okay, and drop the stone. Okay, wherever the stone is fall, okay, mark the position. This is the center point of this instrument. Okay, that is marked now. So our next job is doing the calculation. Okay, so doing the calculation is, so we have a series of calculation as you are studying the theory classes. Okay, so for a rectangle you have four sides: AB, BC, CD and DE. AB, BC, CD. So for rectangle we have four sides: AB, BC, CD and DE. These are the four sides which are there for rectangle. Okay. Okay. So as you know, you have four sides for this rectangle. Okay. So one is AB, BC, CD and DA. So these are the four sides which you have. So now you need to calculate the four bearing for each of the sides. Okay, you need to calculate the four bearing for each of the sides. So bearing AB, bearing BC, bearing CD and bearing DA. These are the four bearings you need to find. We call this as four bearing, F-O-R-E, four bearing. Okay, so to calculate the four bearing, first you need to find the deflection angle. So the formula for deflection angle is 180 minus included angle. So included angle for rectangle is 90 degree. You know, right? So 180 minus 90 you get 90 degree. 90 degree is the deflection angle here. Okay, so what you will do is bearing of AB, that will be given. Okay, take bearing of AB as 50 degree. Okay, it will be given in the question itself. Take bearing of AB as 50 degree. Okay, so next find the bearing of BC. Okay, bearing of BC is equal to bearing of AB plus deflection angle. Bearing of AB is 50 degree plus deflection angle is 90 degree. You have found it above, right? So 50 plus 90 is equal to 140 degree. So bearing of AB is 50 degree, bearing of BC is 140 degree. So next step, bearing of CD. So bearing of CD is equal to bearing of BC plus deflection angle. Bearing of BC is 140 degree. 140 plus 90 degree, you will get as 230 degree. 230 degree is the bearing of CD. Next, bearing of DA. Bearing of DA is equal to bearing of CD plus deflection angle. So bearing of CD is 230 degree. So 230 plus 90. 230 plus 90. That gives you 320 degree. That gives you 320 degree. Okay, that gives you 320 degree. So that is the bearing of DA. Okay, so to check the given which you calculated, okay, you have formula bearing of AB minus 360 is equal to bearing of AB, given AB. Okay, so that is the last ultimately you will do. You will check the bearing AB minus 360, that should give you bearing of AB which is given, that is 50 degree. Okay, so after all this calculation, your first step is the setting of the instrument is done already. Okay, so your first step is, okay, so next step is, so we are taking the measurements for AB, BA, BC and DA. Okay, so for this I am taking the point AB. The point AB distance I will take as 3 meter. Okay, for the center which I have shown already, I am placing the tape 0 end and 3 meter there marking. Okay, so approximately you will mark. Okay, approximately you will mark. Okay, so the marking is done, the fixing of point is done once the measurement of this bearing is done. Okay, bidi alle bidi adana. Okay, so next is take the ranging rod. Okay, meanwhile what you will do is, so as you know, the fore bearing of AB, which you have calculated, okay, is got as 50 degree, is as 50 degree. Okay, so what you will do is, now you will see the fore bearing for this point AB 50 degree. Okay, how you will see? You have a eyepiece here, through the eyepiece you will measure the 50 degree. Okay, so you will measure 50 degree through the eyepiece, you will measure 50 degree. So the person is seeing, so whatever the reading is there, till he gets 50 degree, he will rotate the prismatic compass. Till the person gets 50 degree, it rotates the prismatic compass, and the same is aligned to the person B. The same is aligned to the person B. ಮಂಜು ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. See, now the 50 degree is been already set into the prismatic compass. So the person A is aligning the person B. So once that is done, okay, again the measuring of 3 meters should be done. Okay, 3 meter measurement correct agalaite. Okay, so if this is not towards the 3 meter, you have to adjust this ranging rod to get the 3 meter, either front or back. Okay, now you got exact 3 meter over here. Okay, so now what you will do is, you will fix this point A. Point B is fixed now. Okay, so your next step is shifting the prismatic compass from point A to B. So here is the location of point B. So here is the location of point B. So you're fixing over there. Okay. Okay, now the shifting of point from A to B is done. Okay, so after it is done, okay, once the place shifting is done from till to point B, okay, again the prismatic compass has to be leveled properly. Okay, once the leveling is done, okay, so the centering is already done. Okay, so measure from point B to C 2 meter. Measure point from B to C 2 meter. So measuring is done. Again placing of ranging rod is already done. It is temporary. Okay, so again now we, okay, so once that is done, the person is aligning point B to C. So 140 is already fixed, point B is fixed. Okay, so next step is to measure from from B to C. Okay, measuring is done 2 meter. 2 meter measuring should be done. Okay, now we have a shortage of 2 meter, right? So what you will do is, you will move this ranging rod to 2 meter here. Okay, once this is movement is done, okay, Ajit, Idul. Once this movement is done, again you will check whether the angle is straight or not. Okay, whether the angle is straight or not, you will check again. Okay, so that is right properly. You will mark this point. Mark madi manchu. Kalli down. Okay, so marking is done. Point C is done. Okay, 3 meter table color. Again, this point is shifted to point B. Prismatic compass is shifted to point C. So again, the leveling is done. Okay, properly. Leveling is done properly. Again, now we will measure for 3 meter. As I said, AB is equal to 3 meter, CD is equal to 3 meter. So BC and AD are 2 meter. Okay, 3 meter measuring to be done. Marking is done. Okay, that is tentative mark. Okay, once that is done, okay, now setting up the angle. So for again 4 bearing from C to D, you have 230 degree. 230 degree, the 4 bearing is there. So again, the person standing at C, he will align the point D for 230 degree. The person is aligning point D. Okay, so alignment is done. Again, the measurement is to be checked. Manju ange check ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಟೇಪ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So for 3 meter, the movement has to be made. Okay, that is done. Okay, Ajit. Again, person standing at C, he will check point D, 230 degree, whether it is aligned or not. Okay, so everything is done. So next again mark ಮಾಡಿ ಮಂಜು. Again a stone is placed at point D. Okay, again this instrument is shifted to the point D. Point D, it is shifted, and the ranging rod will be placed at point A. Manju, A point go hallo literal first. ಟೇಪ್ ಕೆಳಗಾಕಿ ಬೇಡ, ಅದು ರೇಂಜಿನ ಹಿಡಿಯಲಿಗೆ. So once the prismatic compass shifted to point D, again centering and leveling is done. Okay, once the centering and leveling is done, okay, so next is aiming this cross bearing towards ranging rod. Okay, so now you should get 320 degree. Now you should get 320 degree. If the person is getting 320 degree, then the what experiment we have done is correct. Okay, leveling is being carried out. Okay, so okay, so as the person said, 320 degree is been got now. So this ends your makes your setting up of erection of geometrical figure rectangle.